The NYXI Flex wireless controller is a gamepad that works with Windows, Android, iOS, and Nintendo Switch, with a focus on quality and customization. And honestly, it's one of the best third-party controllers I've used to date. The number one standout feature about the NYXI Flexi is the ability to customize the controller to fit your gaming need, enabling you to switch the location of the left analog stick and D-pad on the fly, as well as being able to change the keycaps for the A, B, X, Y buttons. Customizable controllers are nothing new, but the swift and easy functionality of the NYXI Flexi is pretty unique. Before receiving my control pad, I expected some amount of faffing to switch things around. However, you don't need any tools at all, and changes can be made in a matter of seconds. The NYXI Flexi has a grey front panel that sits around the sticks and buttons, which is attached with two magnets. To get access to modify the controller, all you need to do is lift up this panel and you're good to go. The left analog stick and D-pad sit on an oval shaped unit that can be pulled out and swapped as a whole. The keycaps can also be lifted off and swapped around at will. Once you're done, you just snap back the grey panel and you're good to go. It's so easy that you can even do all of this mid-game. Being able to swap the left analog stick and D-pad helps you find the best layout for whether you're playing fighting games, racing games, etc. The ability to swap the keycaps makes it easy when you're changing between Microsoft or Nintendo platforms. It would have been nice to have seen the PlayStation symbols as well, even though the controller is not designed for PS4 and PS5 compatibility. However, when it comes to PS2 emulation, this would have been useful. Although in the emulation world, we are pretty used to buttons not really matching up with the on-screen displays. But all of this customization is just a big gimmick if the controller itself is not up to standard. And I'm pleased to say the NYXI Flexi is a brilliantly designed controller. The overall shape is more along the lines of an Xbox controller as opposed to PlayStation. With the Xbox having one of the most ergonomic controllers around, it means you're going to have a really comfortable experience with the NYXI Flexi. The grips are perfectly located so that your hands are in a position that puts all of the controls at your fingertips, as well as having a really nice grip pattern to avoid the Flexi slipping out of your hand in stressful gaming moments. Furthermore, the grips give the controller a really cool aesthetic as they have an RGB lighting that comes through a honeycomb effect. RGB lighting is a little bit overdone on controllers and consoles these days. However, I have to admit that NYXI Flexi's interpretation of RGB lighting is pretty awesome, and I especially like the honeycomb effect. Furthermore, the NYXI Flexi also includes a turbo function, 4 mappable buttons on the back, making this a great controller for any scenario, as well as vibration feedback and 6-axis gyroscope motion. But most importantly, it includes Hall effect triggers and sticks. Hall effect is a big deal these days as it solves issues like potential stick drift, provides exceptional durability, and more precise controls and feedback. When it comes to connectivity, the NYXI Flexi supports a huge array of devices, including Windows, Android, iOS, Nintendo Switch, Steam Deck, ROG Ally, Legion Go, macOS, and even Tesla. For me, the Flexi came in really handy when I wanted to use it with my laptop. I got one of those huge hard drives from AliExpress for Christmas, the kind that has loads of games on it, including modern arcades. The hard drive itself came with a pretty decent Bluetooth controller, but nowhere near the quality of the NYXI Flexi. The Flexi supports Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and wired USB connections, so I plugged in the provided receiver and was up and running instantly. It genuinely is a breeze to connect the Flexi and you'll be up and running in a second. But despite all of these great features, a controller's kind of pointless if you can't comfortably play games over a long period of time. And the NYXI Flexi performed brilliantly. I had so much fun playing those arcade games, especially the racing ones. The Flexi is so comfortable to use that I've been using it for long gaming sessions with absolutely no cramp. It's precise and performs brilliantly with no issues for up to 8 hours before needing a charge. And when it does need charging, you can just simply plug it into USB and keep on going anyway. When I first found out I was going to be testing a controller here on the channel, I was a little bit underwhelmed. Most of my gaming these days is on handheld devices, and I have the first party controllers for my PlayStation and Xboxes. However, the NYXI Flexi came at a perfect time for me needing a controller with my new gaming hard drive. But it did more than just fit my need, it surpassed my expectations. Only time will tell if the NYXI Flexi is as good as it appears. However, from initial impressions, I can say I'm absolutely loving it. The NYXI Flexi is a fun looking, versatile, and hugely capable controller that is now my go-to for when I'm not using my Xbox Series S or PS5. It sits on my desk ready to go and performs brilliantly, especially with emulated modern arcades. If you want to get your hands on a NYXI Flexi, links are in the description below. However, if you want to check out the top 10 retro handhelds going into 2025, check out this video right here.